Welcome to a VO's Journey. My name is Anthony Pica. This show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business and sidestep all of the crazy things that I seem to step on. Happy Tuesday, everybody. It's awesome to be here. I hope you had a wonderful holiday weekend, Memorial Day weekend. It was a lot of fun to be with the family and just kind of relax and be thankful and pay tribute to all of the amazing men and women and families in the United States and around the world who have sacrificed so much for what we are able to have today. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I want to move on to today's topic, and that is how to get extraordinary results in voiceover. I love this topic, and it is going to be centered around sort of a book review type of session where I'm going to tell you about this book called The One Thing, and we're going to dive into how this applies, and it's applied to my success, and I think it can really help your success. There is a phrase and a saying, and I don't know exactly who said it, but it goes, if you chase two rabbits, you'll neither catch one, all right? Or you'll catch neither one. So I guess the proper way to say it is if you chase two rabbits, you'll neither catch one. So you'll catch neither one. Anyways, you get the idea, right? Think about that. Think about that, all right? If you are chasing too many goals, too many things you're trying to accomplish, you're not going to be successful. The best that you could be at those things are average. So the idea of this whole entire book and talk today is trying to narrow all of those things down to the one thing. Now, I don't want you to misunderstand me where I'm saying, we're going to focus on one thing and not do anything else. I think that would be silly. But more so, if you think about all really successful people throughout time, right, in history, I mean, they're all kind of known for one thing. Right? Sure, they did a lot of other things, but they're really known for one thing. And the idea here is, depending on all the different things you want to do, or you want to get healthy over here, you want to write a book, you want to be successful in voiceover, maybe you want to do 30 different things in voiceover. Maybe you want to, write music. Maybe you want to sing. Maybe you want to go on trips. You want to travel around the world and do voiceovers in remote hotels on the beach. That would be on the beach. That'd be kind of cool to watch. But anyways, the point is you see where I'm going with this. There's so much stuff going on, and trying to accomplish all of these things becomes near impossible, or at least to be successful at them. So in this book, the whole idea here, and I wrote down some quotes and stuff, which will be available in the description, but I love this talk about extraordinary results are determined by how narrow you make your focus. Let me say that again. Extraordinary results are determined by how narrow you make your focus. Think about that, right? I'm going to turn off my phone while it's beeping. If you stop and really think about that saying, my question for you and for you to ask yourself, are you focusing on your voiceover business very narrowly? Like, are you focusing on one aspect of growing your business, right? Like, for example, are you focusing on one type of marketing? Are you focusing on getting leads, maybe from LinkedIn? Is that your focus? Is your focus getting, on LinkedIn and then, doing this and doing that? Are you focused on getting yourself on 10 websites, for example, like we talked about? That's a pretty narrow focus. Yes, 10 is not one, but you're focusing on one area, right? Getting yourself set up with your profiles, getting your samples on those 10 sites. You're focusing narrowly. You're not overdoing it where I'm trying to do something over here and I'm trying to do something over here and I'm trying to, I see a video over here and I try to make a bunch of stuff over here, or I try to, send out emails over here, or try to, create a new way to do meditation over here, or like all these, I've got an idea for another product over here and I'm going to do that, right? Narrowing your focus can also apply to when we are trying to get business, as opposed to maybe working on our audio or working on our website, or working on, the way our studio looks, or working on whatever. You know what I'm saying? We can get easily distracted watching videos. Okay. Yes, we need to learn. That's important. But the idea here is to narrow your focus in on one thing, and really dive all the way in. Now, the book talks about 3 different things. It talks about the myth of a disciplined life, which I really like this. It also talks about multitasking, and it talks about time blocking. So let's kind of go into both of that. The idea, the myth of a disciplined life, right, is that we need more discipline to be successful. Like, if I was only more disciplined, I could, get more work done. I could fill out all the things I'm supposed to fill out. I could, sit here for hours and do auditions or whatever, make samples, right? The reality is that we don't need more discipline. We have enough discipline. What we need is to narrow our focus with the discipline we have, right? We just need to direct it appropriately so that the discipline we have already, which is enough, we narrow it, we direct it so that we can be successful at it. Okay? It's not, successful people aren't superhuman. They've just directed their focus. They've narrowed it on one thing. It is up to us to identify that one thing in our business that's going to make us successful. And you might say, well, okay, well, all this is great, but what's that one thing? All right. Well, that's where you have to choose first what you are trying to be successful at, which is, hopefully because you're watching this, your voiceover business. So then within your voiceover business, identifying what that one thing is that you must do in order to grow your business is vital, okay? And I can tell you right off the bat, it's getting business. It's getting clients. That is your one thing. Now, how you get clients, that's another question, right? Like, I have, my ways. I've talked about it time and time again. I've done so many videos about how I think you can get clients. And there's so much other information out there, right, about how to get clients. It's all over the place. You can get, people believe in phone calls. People believe in emails. People believe in Facebook ads. People believe in YouTube ads. People believe in social media, videos, posts. People believe in doing, there's people out there who believe in doing multiple, you can gain business by stalking people online on LinkedIn and stuff, and messaging them and getting to know them and trying to follow them and do all this stuff, right? There's business about you sending messages, going to Chamber of Commerce. Well, even though that's been kind of put on hold because of everything, but things are starting to open back up, right? There's so much of that. Agencies. Then there's the online websites, and then there's your own website, and then there's being found in Google, and there's Google Ads. I mean, there's so much stuff that you can do out there. But very rarely, do we focus in on one thing, one method, and narrow our attention and all the discipline we have on that one thing, because we get distracted by all the shiny things. So don't think that you need more discipline. You don't need this pie in the sky thing like, please just hit me with the discipline lightning bolt and I'll be fine. That's not it. What we need to do is just narrow our focus on one thing and focus on that. All right, the next thing is multitasking. I mean, I don't know if you know any of the research on this, but they came out with we don't actually multitask, right? Perfect example is if you're texting and driving, right? You can't multitask. You can't text and drive at the same time. Sure, you can look down and text somebody, but you can't see the road and text at the same time. We know that. You have to look at the screen and look back. You can't do both. And that's the same thing. Now, can we be fast and, I'm doing this, this, I'm doing this. Sure. But again, the more you focus and narrow your idea on one thing, the more successful you're going to be. The more attention it gets, the more of your brain power will be narrowed in that one area towards that one direction. So this idea of being able to multitask and do different things, it's another myth. Okay. Now the time blocking section is really cool, and then I'll take any questions on this. But the time blocking thing, or chunking time, it's nothing new. But basically what it is, and this is for people who are really trying to figure out how to schedule their life and all the things with our kids being home and everything. But basically what it is we take a chunk of time, a block of time, and we say, this hour of this day, I'm going to do this. And that is it. I'm not going to take phone calls. I'm not going to take messages. I'm not going to look at videos. I'm not going to, if someone asks me to do something, I'm not going to do it. Everything during that 1 hour is geared towards this one thing. Because I don't know about you, but it is so easy for me to sit here, and even if I have stacks of work to do, and I get distracted. I get messages from people, I get emails, I get more different work. I've got the kids yelling, something's going on there. Somebody needs me to do this. Something happens there. A phone call. Something in the house needs to be fixed. There's always something going on, but you have to block your time and stick to it, and not let anybody or anything distract you. Okay, that's called time blocking or chunking your time. It's a very powerful tool. And by the way, you shouldn't do this just for your job, right? You should do this you shouldn't do this just for voiceover. You should do this for your family. And you should do this for, if you have time where you need time by yourself, right? Time to read, time to market, all these things, time, you block your time, from 9 to 10 a.m., I'm going to, be contacting people. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to do this. That's it. I'm not going to get distracted. I'm not going to do anything. All right. Do you see what we're doing? We are focusing in, we're narrowing in the discipline we have to be as productive as possible and not being distracted. It's a challenge, but you can do it. And that's the idea of this book called The One Thing. And it has been very successful. It has been a great tool for me in my business. And it has helped me also stay on track. Because one thing if you haven't noticed already, there is a million ways to make money online. And as you go and do this more, you'll realize you can make money everywhere with all sorts of different things. Okay, so sticking to the one thing, all right, especially when other people don't stick to one thing, it's very important. All right, so that's my thoughts today, and hopefully that helps you with a little bit of getting back into the week and with all the crazy stuff. Because I know with me, I wake up and I'm packed full of work, and I'm trying to do it all and staying focused and doing all these different things. So it can be a challenge. It can be a challenge, and I thought it would be worth talking to you today. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. Let's just check in quickly who's at least made a comment so far. We got Clint. What's up on YouTube? Jeremy. Hey, my man, Jeremy. Lazarus, it's great to have you. Clint, that's me. Rich, what's up? Doing well, my friend. Facebook user. I wish they would find Facebook. I don't know who it is, but it's good to see you. Thank you for showing up. So much information out there, but it isn't beneficial to take it all in at once. Yeah. It's good to have you here. Eric says, spot on information. So I focused the last few days on tweaking my titles in Fiverr. Hope it makes a difference. Nice, man. That's great. Zach, sounds like a good book to add to the collection. Absolutely. I'll put a link in the YouTube video below and also maybe post it in Facebook too so you can get there. Let's see. Sherry Chapman, thanks for the continued support. No problem. Paul, good stuff. What's up, Paul, my man? You haven't sent me any gear, Paul. I'm waiting for something, waiting for a bracelet or something, man, from you. Facebook user, AP, hey. Alan, what's up, Alan? Great to have you. Andy says, congrats on building this great platform, Anthony. Oh, thank you, Andy. I really appreciate that, man. Let's see. Famicon, Mike, I'm taking your advice and going market on other sites and not just Fiverr. Good. Greg, this is awesome for ADD folks like me. You know what, man? I think we're all that way now, dude. I really do. I think it's just made that way because of the very nature of our lives. You know, I will say being at home over these last few months has been really nice with reconnecting with the family, as horrible as things are happening in the world. It is, if there's a silver lining at all, I think it's been being able to at least connect a little bit more with our families instead of, only seeing them 1 or 2 hours a day. That's been, it's been a blessing to be with them. So, I think that, it is a challenge, though, being online, especially. We know how much it can be crazy and so much happening at once. Too much information. Thank you for the reminder about time blocking. My biggest problem is putting a price tag to my services. Not only do I not always know how much my services are worth, but I sometimes feel guilty about charging people for what I do. And don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty about giving people a service, helping them, okay? Because I think if you look at it from the standpoint of, I'm trying to help as much as possible, all right? And, people pay for that service. They pay for that product. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing to be ashamed of, okay? There's nothing to feel bad about. And, if you are doing everything you can and you're going out of your way to offer your client or clients the very best that you can do, I don't think there's anything ashamed of that. I think they're happy and they're ecstatic to pay you. Okay, so don't, a lot of times I think that also has to do with, you're worried maybe that your services are not good enough, or, and maybe you need to be better. But see, to me, it's that journey that's what matters. It's you focusing in on trying to be the best that you can be to help other people. I mean, that's all any of us can wish for, is to work with people who are doing everything they can to be the best they can be at that service so that we can get the very best that we're looking for. I don't think there's anything higher than that. Okay? Clint says, I'm chronic ADHD. All right, yeah, I hear you. Any word on the planner? Any word on the planner? Not sure which one you mean, Clint. The planner. I must have forgot what you're talking about. There you go. You see, you distracted me. Let's see. Mike says, you inspire me to reach for my first year goal of making $10,000 by the end of this year. Awesome, man. Congrats, dude. That's so incredible. All right. I mean, think about, you creating something. I mean, we're creating this out of thin air. You're creating a business, an entity, a life, something that has its own, its own life, if you will, right? You're creating something out of nothing. And people are paying you for your hard work, your vision, your efforts. That is amazing. It's special. That's what I love about being an entrepreneur, a small business owner. Okay? It really is special. And you should be very proud of yourselves. All right. Angela. What's up, Angela? It's great to have you. So anyways, you guys, listen, it was amazing to talk to you today. Thank you so much. I think you're really going to enjoy this book. It's called The One Thing Again. I'll have a link below to where you can get it, as well as in on Facebook. But it really is fantastic. And remember, all right, just remember that story that I said, right? It's about, if you chase 2 rabbits, you will catch neither one. Remember that. If you chase 2 rabbits, you will catch neither one. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Happy Tuesday. Have a great week. Okay, I will talk to you soon. Goodbye. Goodbye.